Hello everyone. Today we are going to a completely new location. Completely new fishing conditions. Let's see what comes out of this. Let's go. Well, friends, the location details are as follows. She is absolutely new. For us, no one here fished with a feeder. I actually found this location so far. I went last year. Jig at low level. I remember that there is a decent current here. In fact, we arrived at a high water level. The jet is almost minimal. But the fact that the gateway is nearby, it is quite possible that the water movement here will be regulated. That's why it's possible that it will turn on and the overflow will begin in full swing. Surely some barges or ships will sail, so that the movement of water will be. Listen, permission to put on glasses, otherwise he squints and ruins his eyes. General desire 0. After the feed, it became clear that there is no local fish here in quantity. Although the places are very nicely settled, but there is definitely no local fish in quantity. So for now, we are figuring it out and looking at what boundaries it is. Well, so far the answers are very sad. A couple of roughs of some gobies just for the collection. 1 roach, 1 bream. That's all for now. Well, we are still actively searching, as they say, so 20 minutes is not an indicator. It is quite possible that at least there is some kind of stream. There is water movement, so the fish will definitely swim up. Yes, she is not local. Yes, this is not the best fishing spot, but let's dig around. Well, our fun continues here. Fish, it feels like it's through this helmet, communicates with Bradovskaya. Because, well, it was clear from the very beginning that activity is some kind of inactivity. Then, constantly tugging at girls. They say that there is fish and it is at the point, both in the first and in the second. Started to conjure. Reduced hooks. I went down to 18th. In 2 melted maggots, everything is going well. Stoppies here and their click. PYK, that's all this crap. In theory, it's a roach, but behind it were breams. They're so big, 250,350. Then this bream comes. He pecked at the maggot, because there were quite a lot of sharp points. And again, point L just switches off. After which I realized that it was a bream after all. According to the classics, ours is still a moth brother. I installed a large feeder. Like this. I'm just swearing. And with its help already, I started throwing it there specifically. Here is such an option in a mixed hotel. Almost grams, probably 100. I stir it right away. For such a solid volume, that is, I mix it in so that it is practically invisible. And on such a mix, the fish started to respond again. Maggots are becoming less and less common. And how do you understand correctly? What we feed, that is what we catch. After that, I switched to 3 to 4 maws on a 20-meter leash. It takes him a very long time to get on a short leash. Some super cautious fish, it feels like she's already been caught and pressed, released as in his brother 100 times. But there are definitely no tournaments held here. Yes, the amateurs probably catch pasta, porridge, and everything like that. For some reason, he is so timid and shy, and perhaps even some autumn predators. They constantly tug at him, while on the other hand, if they had pulled him, he would have. I would just like to see the attachment more actively. I would throw it here and it would float away. And here everything is on such a delicate format, which is surprising so far. But nevertheless, we are still falling apart. One way or another, we already we have a couple dozen fish each. Well, maybe 15, somewhere like that. Well, we're still feeding ourselves while we feed ourselves and figure things out. Here on this detailed, by the way, interesting fishing. Unexpectedly, such detailed fishing popped up. I thought here, unpressed place and everything will be fine enough. Well, this topic is actually interesting. Essentially, work out this whole scheme to understand the submission once again. To rebuild. That is, before this they couldn't decide. That is, the carved couple is still biting at the maggot. Roach some rare breams. Then it seems there is bream. Small Roach decided to go for bream. Made a bream serve. Again, everything is on the delicate side, and again, everything is freezing. Super cool, awesome. I love this kind of fishing. Well, friends, we hacked, as they say, this secret section of the river. The current hasn't bothered us yet. It was visible periodically that the reset is just starting to get so active. Well, I don't know. There were 3 or 4 rolls of the feeder and that's it. The feeders are over there at 40 to 50 grams. They stand quite confidently. Of course, I really wanted to fish with such a good current. Like they're 80, 90, something like that. Well, we'll probably look for that in the next videos. And the fish still stands at the point quite evenly. In general, I switched. In the previous hour, just went into tempo. 1.5 minutes. Sometimes there was a tempo. That in 3 minutes, 3 fish. Bream is hitting the ice. Well, it's clear that this is not a local fish. Here comes another bite. It's clear that this is not a local fish. This is a migratory fish. Most likely it's just rising up the stream. Where to get oxygen? Fresh water or something like that. And with this passing under the lava, the only thing that changed in the presentation was after. Started with a healthy feeder and such a plump one. Feed her constantly. I also take a pinch of dough and add it there. And cut accordingly. Helps well. I'll get Roach's bycatch. That is, a bream that does not have time to grab something. It's right there right away. The Roach quickly finishes off the bait. The only thing, when I catch Roach, I start cutting maggots. For Roach, I almost always use Sport concentrate. Sport and Roach in general. Absolute things, which should be just like. Postulate in such concentrates of the company fishing. I always top it up. Today almost 1 bottle has already gone. Unfortunately, there is no second one because it was growing on bream. Well, basically light on this concentrate, and the bream is not capricious either. Here you go. What a favorite topic. Here are some bites, just some of their own. That is 1 touch. Second touch and only then a bite considering that. The hooks have already been sorted out. I jumped from the 18th. Because the breams are like that in 350 to 400, all the same, things didn't start out so well. The nozzle comes sucked dry, and it turns out he's already done everything there. Please replace the bream now. Although there was bream there before, the Roach has already arrived. The ratio is such that 4 roaches, 1 bream. Well, it's okay. The location is new for us. We're sitting here picking at things. Let's see in what volume what fish is present here. So that in the future it would be, I don't know, more interesting. Train on a certain type of fish. Well, fishing is, of course, knock on wood. One could say successfully, because, well, 5 kilograms each, then I think we've definitely got it. This one. Catch a variety of fish in the form of Roach and bream. The food was thrown over, it was just awful. The distance is also nice. I worked mainly with forms today. This is in height 3 and 9 elegance. Feeder Proceras. In 2. In height 3 and 9. This is probably the best combination when I like it. I'll catch on a small stream. Distance is 40 and the coil just fits perfectly here. Armadillo Profighter from Flagship. Again, bites in size 5 and 5 is just a crazy combination. Just super top. Even in the color scheme of this blue, black and white. They just go together perfectly, both in weight and weight. And in the balance sheet, in general, it turns out to be an ideal tackle. If anyone is looking for something in this growth, I highly recommend. Take a closer look. For me at 3.9, now here is my top. With this coil too. Second Blanc, who stood at a distance. Close. This is 3 and 6. Same. Elegance. Also Series V2. Ah, the coil is lighter there. Snice herself is lighter, although 3 and 6 in the test are 80. I got it all from the category that. I'll have to dig around in some current there and so on. Even on the near borders it turned out not to be, but such a reserve. Better to have than not to have. Because you can feed yourself well with large feeders. And don't worry about Blanc. Which one is there? 3, 660 conditionally 3, 680 is such a standard in general, which almost everyone starts with. Sooner or later everyone will have a case. Well, I think our fishing will gradually improve now. The last piece remains. We probably still are. We'll catch for about 30 to 40 minutes. And we'll end here. Essentially from some of these goodies and chips. He seemed to like it. Serving melted maggots. But not for long. That is, literally in the morning hours he pecked at it all with a sharp bite. A parva in a para component. Nozzle apar. And then gradually. The Bream has arrived, and accordingly, he didn't really like this presentation. That is, he was very long in his bites, until they changed the feed to a butterfly feed and started everything running again. Interesting location, of course. The most important thing is that it is comfortable, not far from the car. No need to carry anything. Well, we poked around and figured it out. The most important thing is that we caught something, and what will you see soon? Friends, this is the result. Well, probably a kilogram. 8, maybe even 10. These are the salted fish of this Bream Roach. Who feeds together does not break down at all. The main thing is to choose the right feed. As you understood from this video, cast spells with her more often. You can switch to Bream, then you can switch to Roach, and the fish itself signals to you in what quantity it is present. Well, and most importantly guys, be sure to clean up after yourself. It's just impossible to watch anymore. Every autumn one and the same bushes, leaves all fell off. It is impossible to remove all the garbage from the outside anywhere. We're just sitting on the garbage heap. We clean up after you every time. Have a conscience, do it yourself. And as always, we release the fish, and see you again on new fishing trips. Pig farmer. Yes, fucking gondoliers. Bug, is it really possible to take the pigs with you? And here is the main argument for those who are driving. Why do we athletes always make a mess in the water? But the athlete doesn't use this. You see, everything is fucking neatly folded here. Zivitary blad do banye. Edu kolhani debuli. Ovazny sorda prosto blad. Edu kodori mama rodila sita pozmitsa. Oni raz ivizili blad. Nikita vis zelenu utravku. Kastiki tipazok vise obmanal nisko ne vidno. A po factu podum sam v edu z gubno. Na sledu z vihotni prizad zividno. Devashta ribe diski delit size. Toxidio nu vod etu trinda kinomasino. Advez v pomochku. Etu zine nato kuna to tam ne now sigit. Vestiza 150 verst. Uses siste uses.